Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to Expertly Weird. So check this out, I was scrolling through my phone the other day, right? Just mindlessly swiping like we all do, when something wild hit me. I realised I'd been on my phone for like 3 hours straight, and I couldn't even tell you what the hell I was looking at. Like dead ass, I went from watching a cooking video to some dude arguing about pizza toppings to a conspiracy theory about birds not being real. And I'm sitting there thinking, bro, what is my brain even doing right now? But here's the thing that really got me twisted. I looked around, and literally everyone was doing the exact same thing. My homie next to me is doom scrolling through Twitter, getting heated about some drama that happened like 6 months ago. The girl across from me is refreshing Instagram every 5 seconds, like she's waiting for the lottery numbers. And I'm just there like, yo, when did we all become these phone zombies, man? Now listen, I'm not about to sit here and act like I'm some wise old sage who's got it all figured out. Trust me, I'm down bad with the rest of y'all when it comes to this internet addiction. But what I noticed is that this whole online world we've built isn't just making us addicted anymore. It's straight up making us destructive to ourselves and everyone around us. Think about it for a second. Back in the day, if you wanted to spread some gossip or start some drama, you had to actually put in work. You'd have to call people up, meet them in person, maybe write a letter if you were feeling fancy. But now, bro, you can destroy someone's entire reputation with a single tweet while you're sitting on the toilet. That's some wild power to just hand out to everybody. And the crazy part is, we're not even doing it on purpose half the time. We're just so caught up in getting those likes, those views, that validation hit, that we'll say or do whatever it takes, even if it means throwing our own friends under the bus or spreading information we know isn't even true. I started thinking about all the times I've seen people get absolutely demolished online for the smallest things. Like someone posts one bad take and suddenly thousands of strangers are telling them they should delete their entire existence. That's not normal, bro. That's not how humans are supposed to treat each other. But it gets worse than that. The internet has somehow convinced us that being angry and outraged all the time is the move. Like if you're not mad about something every single day, you're not paying attention. So now we're all walking around looking for the next thing to be pissed off about, the next person to cancel, the next controversy to jump on. And here's what really gets me fired up about this whole situation. The platforms that we're all addicted to, they're designed to keep us in this toxic cycle. They make more money when we're angry, when we're arguing, when we're spreading drama. So they literally built their algorithms to show us the most divisive, most inflammatory content possible. We're basically lab rats in an experiment, and the experiment is to see how much chaos they can create, while still keeping us coming back for more. And bro, we're failing that test spectacularly. The internet was supposed to bring us all together, make us smarter, give us access to all the world's knowledge. Instead, it's turning us into these bitter, paranoid, attention-seeking versions of ourselves that our real-life friends probably can't even stand to be around. And yo, the worst part about all this is how it's messing with our actual relationships, bro. Like, I've watched friendships go down the gutter because of some stupid argument that started in a comment section. People are choosing internet beef over real human connections, and that's honestly heartbreaking to see. I remember my cousin telling me about how she lost one of her best friends because they got into it over some political post. These girls grew up together, went to each other's weddings, were godmothers to each other's kids. But one heated exchange on Facebook, and boom, friendship over. They're both too prideful to reach out now, so they're just sitting there missing each other, while staying mad about something that probably doesn't even matter anymore. But here's where it gets really twisted. The internet has made us think that our opinions on everything are not just valid, but necessary. Like we feel obligated to have a take on every single thing that happens in the world. Some celebrity gets divorced, and suddenly everyone's a relationship expert. A new law gets passed, and we're all constitutional scholars. Someone drops a new song, and we're music critics. Bro, when did we decide that our random thoughts needed to be broadcast to the entire planet? Like, maybe sometimes we should just keep our opinions to ourselves and actually think before we speak. But nah, the internet taught us that Every thought in our head deserves an audience, no matter how half-baked or potentially harmful it might be. And don't even get me started on how this is affecting the younger generation. These kids are growing up thinking that clout is more important than character. They're out here doing dangerous stuff, hurting themselves and others, just for views and followers. We've created a world where being notorious is better than being nobody, and that's some backwards thinking right there. I've seen kids fake mental health issues for sympathy, start fights for content, and even put their own families on blast just to go viral. We're teaching them that their worth is measured in likes and shares, and then we act surprised when they do whatever it takes to get those numbers up. The internet has basically turned us all into our own worst enemies. We're competing against each other for attention that doesn't even mean anything, destroying our mental health for validation from strangers who don't actually care about us, and sacrificing real connections for fake online personas that leave us feeling empty inside. So look, I'm not saying we need to throw our phones in the trash and go live in the woods or nothing like that, but we got to wake up and realize what's happening to us, bro. We're letting these apps and algorithms control how we think, how we feel, and how we treat each other. And for what? Some dopamine hits that last like 2 seconds? The truth is, we have the power to change this whole thing. We can choose to put the phone down, have real conversations, and remember what it feels like to connect with people without needing to document every second of it. We can stop feeding into the outrage machine and start treating each other like actual human beings again. I'm challenging myself to do better, and I'm challenging you all too. Next time you feel that urge to post something just to get a reaction, maybe don't. Next time you see some drama online, maybe scroll past it instead of jumping in. And maybe, just maybe, we can start using this incredible technology for what it was actually meant for, bringing people together instead of tearing them apart. The internet doesn't have to be self-destructive. We're the ones making it